Hola, 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 Bafetu, Dibalen Football Channel, Kaizer Chief Football Channel. It's still football from the fans' perspective, of course, and it is my birthday. It is a very special day for me. So it's not real football today. It's myself. I speak about myself. It's videos that I call my random thoughts. So I'm speaking about myself. It's my birthday, my special day. I'm turning 20 years plus, turning 20 years plus, and yeah, I'm not that old. I'm still not that young. But yeah, I feel good about myself. My journey in life, I feel so good, so confident. I've went through a lot in life. I've lost a lot of people that I valued the most. It was a very, a very challenging life. It has been, not was, it has been a very challenging life. But the fact that I'm still here to date, I'm very grateful. And last year was the most challenging year for me. First, it was difficult to register with NWBA Law in Politics. I was supposed to do my final year modules, but yeah, I pushed. I got assistance from different people until I managed to register. And then I lost my brother on the 12th of February. It was the most devastating thing that could happen to me. And out of everything that has happened to myself, the loss of that boy was shot by police and lost his life on the spot. It was the most devastating moment for me and for the family. And throughout the year, then I lost my father around August. Then a week after burying my father, I lost my sister. My sister couldn't cope with everything that was happening, at home. That happened to the family, and I had to go through that. The whole family had to go through that. But then I was engaged in the Joes to Stellenbosch march, the march from Soweto to that side of Western Cape, Stellenbosch, that took about 29 days plus. And the walk was very psychologically demanding, more than the physical part of it. It was very demanding psychologically. And the fact that I was going through all those things at home, it was even more for me to bear. It was heavy for me to bear. But yeah, the fact that I'm still here, it's I think it's a blessing. It's a great blessing for me. And then another thing that was so challenging last year was the fact that after throughout the walk and through all those things, I had to finish. I had to complete my modules. I had to pass my modules. My was law modules, very difficult one. I know it was distance learning, but with NW it's different. Other people might find it easy. With the NW it's very difficult, and I had to get some help from people, get some assistance from people, advices and all that. And I managed to pass my modules. I managed to pass my modules in the most difficult time of my life. And then in that most difficult time, I decided to start the Jibaleni Football Channel. And something that I always had plans to do, always thought about it, always procrastinated on it. And I decided that, you know what, because I feel so bad, I feel so hopeless about myself, let me start this thing. And this thing could give me, some sense of purpose. Because, depression is something else, and people can undermine it. A lot of people can undermine it. I also undermined the fact that someone can be depressed and they can lose their lives. You wake up, you are tired. You sleep, you are tired. The whole day, you are just tired. You can't do anything. You can't contribute anything. You are just a useless body. You are just a useless body of flesh. And it can take its toll on you. And if you are not careful with yourself, if you don't pay attention to your behavior, if you don't pay attention to your health inward, and you can make poor decisions that can lead you to death. To be honest, can lead you to death. Another thing that was sort of something that kept me going, besides or on top of the channel, was the fact that I have a daughter, a very beautiful one, still very young. Every time she calls me, I would feel better about myself. I would feel better. I knew that there's something to live for. I knew that I need to push. I need to survive this moment. I must be patient with myself. The most important thing that people don't pay attention to is that people are not patient with themselves. And that's the most important thing I learned last year, is that I need to be patient with myself. And if I have to be patient with myself, I need to focus on myself. I need to pay attention to a lot of things that are happening to me. Because there's a lot of distractions around. With me, I have a lot of friends. People know me to be this talkative Baleni, this talkative guy, and always involved in some discussions and debates, a leader, and they always expect you to be a leader, always expect you to say something, always expect you to be there. And sometimes you expect people to be there for you, and they can't understand it, and they can't, sense it that this guy is not okay. And something I learned that I need to be patient with myself. I need to understand what other people think, what other people view me, how other people view me, their views about me, and still be patient with myself. Patience can cook a stone. Patience can cook a stone, and you need to be patient with yourself. You need to be focused when you are doing things that concern yourself. You must be very focused. You can't just do them half-heartedly. It doesn't work like that. And one thing that made me, that makes me to be happy about myself right now is that I survived this moment. Here's what is happening. With black people at our age, with black, more especially black young black men at our age, it is very difficult. When you look at people around you, we compare ourselves with people a lot. We focus on things around us more than we have to focus on ourselves. And when you look at people around, you see them progressing, you see them going up. You can be focused. You can at some point feel that you are not doing enough for yourself, and you are lagging behind, and you can feel bad about yourself. You can end up condemning yourself, and you must be very patient with yourself. You must pay attention to your attitude. And I'm glad last year I could have taken a very bad decision. I couldn't be here. I could have been somewhere else, to be honest. I could have taken a very, very, very bad decision because of how these things work out. But I'm glad that I'm still alive. I'm glad that I still have my life, and there's still something to live for, and there's a lot to live for. Very confident right now. First, the channel is about to monetize. We're left with less than 60, if I'm not mistaken, less than 60 subscribers. Very few hours, watch time hours that are left remaining for us, for the channel to monetize and to be able, to make money for itself, to fund itself, to sustain itself. That's one thing that makes me happy. Second thing that makes me happy is that I managed to finish all my modules last year. So I'm busy looking for a job, BA law and politics. And then another thing that makes me to feel so confident about myself and about life is that I've finished my S4 in metallurgical engineering with VUT, and I've been applying, and there are positive things. That there's some positive stuff that I'm getting, positive responses that I'm getting, and I'm very positive about it. I don't know how it can go. Sometimes things can go wrong, and that's part of life. But you need to maximize on the moment. You need to take charge of that moment, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm very confident, and if something comes up, I'll be happy to engage in it. I want to finish everything that I started. Needs to finish everything that you start. You can't start something, leave it, start something, leave it, start something, leave it. You need to finish them, and you need to be able to gauge your progress. You need to set some sort of targets in your life, and that's one thing that I've been doing. So one thing that I learned last year, with all those difficult moments I learned last year, that's why I'm so happy about myself. That's why I want to celebrate this birthday, and that's why I felt that I need to do a video. And one thing that I have right now is plans. I have plans for myself. I have plans to finish the things that I started. Also, I want to be a very good father. I must grow to be a good father, and to be a present father, or ever present father for my daughter, and to be a caring person for people around me. And I know it's not easy. It's not easy, to be honest, to be available for everyone, but you need to be available for people around you and people who matter to you. And I want to be available for my daughter, and to be there for spend a lot of time with her, because us young people, we hardly, more especially young black men, we hardly spend time with the children we make. If you make a child, you spend most of the time with their mothers, and it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. And I want to make effort to spend time with her, to be a very good father, and maybe to be a good person in the society. I'm a person who's involved in societal, project. I'm a person who's involved in projects of black people. I want to be also better at that side of my life. Otherwise, I wish myself a very happy birthday. And if you're new in the channel, you can still subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, you can still, give it a like. And otherwise, that's it for me. That's Dibalen Football Channel, Kaizer Chief Football Channel. Football from the fans' perspective, definitely love and peace.